It started with a single container, 11,497 kilos of cocaine hidden in scrap metal. But what police uncovered next would change the face of European organized crime forever. Discovery of a war. In October 2021, Belgian and Spanish police launched simultaneous raids targeting what they believed was a large-scale smuggling operation. But it wasn't just another drug bust. It was the gateway to a war. Inside that container, shipped from South America to the Belgian port of Antwerp, wasn't just cocaine. It was evidence. Evidence that two of the most violent outlaw motorcycle gangs in the world, the Hells Angels and the Bandidos, were operating competing drug empires, using the same ports, the same routes, and fighting for control of Europe's cocaine trade. Europe's cocaine capital, Antwerp, Europe's second largest port, has quietly become the cocaine capital of the continent. In 2023 alone, Belgian customs seized 116 tons of cocaine there. And that's just what they found. Authorities estimate they intercept only 10%, which means for every ton seized, 9 tons are getting through. The biker empires. Bandidos. On one side, the Bandidos, an international gang founded in Texas in 1966, with chapters in every continent except Antarctica. Their European expansion began in 1989, when they opened a chapter in Marseille. Since then, they've embedded themselves in the Belgian underworld, building networks, corrupting officials, and smuggling cocaine by the ton. The October 2021 raids revealed just how deep the Bandidos' operation ran. A single container, over 11 metric tons of cocaine, chemically disguised to appear as scrap metal, almost impossible to detect without advanced testing. And the man behind it? The president of the Bandidos in Spain, a Belgian national using his role to orchestrate massive drug shipments through his home country's ports, Hells Angels. But that was only half the story, because Belgian authorities had already been investigating another organization, the Hells Angels. Founded in California in 1948, the Hells Angels are the largest outlaw motorcycle club in the world, with over 6,000 members and 592 charters across 66 countries. They've operated in Belgium since 1997, with active chapters in Antwerp, Ghent, and 5 other cities. They were moving cocaine the same way, through the same ports, using the same South American routes. 2 rival gangs, 1 port, billions in cocaine revenue, and a silent war unfolding right under Europe's nose. The rising violence. By 2020, the violence was beginning to show. Shootings, explosions, grenade attacks. Over the past 5 years, Belgian prosecutors have recorded more than 200 drug-related violent incidents, many linked to rival motorcycle gangs. In one case, an 11-year-old girl was killed in Antwerp, caught in the crossfire of a gang war most people never knew was happening. Systemic corruption. These organizations are more than just biker gangs. They are multinational, militarized, and deeply embedded in the structures that keep Europe running. They've infiltrated police departments, customs agencies, and port operations. In 2020, over 20 people were arrested in Belgium on charges related to drug trafficking, including 3 active police officers. One of them, a former head of Belgium's anti-narcotics division. Criminal organizations were offering bribes as high as 125,000 euros per shipment. Even Antwerp's mayor admitted the scale of cocaine trafficking made political corruption inevitable. Bold attacks on the state. In November 2023, 3 armed men broke into a customs facility at gunpoint. They forced workers to open a confiscated container and stole cocaine hidden inside. A month later, a customs warehouse was burned down, suspected arson. Belgium had to deploy military units to protect customs workers and drug evidence. Evolution and adaptation. Meanwhile, both gangs were evolving. As law enforcement cracked encrypted messaging apps like Sky ECC, investigators uncovered troves of evidence. Texts detailing shipments, money transfers, even murder plots. In response, the gangs adapted, switching to multiple encrypted apps, hiring tech experts, and updating protocols weekly. They're no longer just violent, they're sophisticated. Expansion beyond Belgium. From Antwerp to Rotterdam, from Hamburg to Valencia. They're laying claim to Europe's ports and planning for new routes through Eastern Europe, Africa, and Asia. April 2025, Spanish police seize over 1,000 kilos of cocaine, 20 arrested. Links traced back to Hells Angels, Belgium. Among them, one of Belgium's most wanted criminals, hiding in luxury along Spain's coast. Tactics and money. The gangs use Spider-Men, climbers who scale massive shipping container stacks to access cocaine, extract it, and vanish before detection. They also run complex money laundering networks. Real estate, shell companies, high-end vehicles, jewelry, and increasingly, cryptocurrency. In recent raids, police seized wallets holding large sums in digital currencies, making the money trail harder than ever to follow. A global criminal network. This isn't just a European problem, it's a global threat. Both gangs partner with South American cartels, mafia families, and other criminal networks, expanding their power, reach, and resources. They exploit legal gaps between countries, hide behind jurisdictional shadows, and operate like corporations, with billions in revenue. Intelligence breakthroughs. Raids in 2021 and 2025 gave investigators unprecedented insight into how these groups work. Encrypted chats revealed names, routes, strategies, even kill orders. Informants gave law enforcement maps of gang structures and insight into decision-making. But with every breakthrough, the gangs adapted, switching up leaders, tools, and tactics. Future of the war. This conflict shows no signs of ending. In fact, intelligence agencies believe it's escalating. Younger recruits, better weapons, faster adaptation. They are preparing for the next phase. New routes, new alliances, new fronts. And as law enforcement pressure grows, so too does the innovation of the enemy. The never-ending conflict. The story that began with one container of disguised cocaine in Antwerp is now a global lesson in how modern organized crime operates. Encrypted phones, corrupt officials, armed break-ins, grenade attacks, billions in dirty cash. This is a war for control of European trade. A war between two criminal superpowers. And it's far from over. In Antwerp, in Rotterdam, in the encrypted chats of criminal leaders, the battle rages on. Because for the Hells Angels and Bandidos, control of Europe's cocaine trade means power, profit, and global criminal dominance. And neither side is backing down.